All right, welcome into Better in Green Live. We have three more NFL preseason games today. Ethan, welcome. I know we do have, sorry, I'm a little high on the camera here. We do have our Detroit Lions playing today. Not like it really matters, but they can't look worse than they did last week in that Hall of Fame game. So I'm excited to see the Lions tonight. They play at Atlanta. We do have Shadur Sanders and the Browns playing at Carolina, and then we do have the Commanders playing the Patriots. So three games today. Then again, full slate tomorrow. We probably won't be on tomorrow morning. I'm not sure. We haven't talked about it yet. But full slate tomorrow. Obviously, we're not breaking down every single 16 preseason games. But we'll touch on a couple of good ones. Maybe we're looking forward to today. But the three games today will all have breakdowns for them. But Ethan, welcome. How did you do last night? Did you end up betting any of the preseason?
I stayed away from the preseason, thankfully, because my favorite bet probably was that first half. excuse me, under in the Colts game that was over by the end of the first quarter. Um, didn't really pay much attention to the Eagles game because I was at the Whitecaps baseball game here. But I know there would have been opportunity to jump in on that live spread, so I probably would have done that if I was around. But no, ultimately I passed on preseason. But I do have my first preseason play tonight of the year, so we'll see.
Love it, love it. Um, I don't know about you, and maybe, and I guess we're all a little guilty of it, but this new rage baiting trend, I hate it so much. Like sports books, like ESPN does it all. I think ESPN's being serious, but like sports books do it. But they'll say, like I saw something with Joe Burrow's first two possessions, they had two touchdowns. They're like, Joe Burrow, the Bengals really made some fantastic changes this offseason. Their offense looks or like dynamite or whatever. And I'm like, dude, they're playing against the Bengals or the Eagles backups. Tanner McKee looked lights out last night for the Eagles. He looked far better than Burrow, had better numbers than Burrow. So it's just like this rage bait crap. And you see it all the time with the Bronny James stuff, especially from ESPN. Like they know they're like, and I know it gets engagements and clicks, but it really freaking pisses me off. So I saw that last night. It kind of raged me against like, sure, yeah, Joe Burrow's scoring touchdowns against twos. Like, congratulations. Tanner McKee looked like an all-pro quarterback yesterday too. He's never going to play it down.
Also, as if Joe Burrow had any trouble scoring touchdowns last year.
Right. Right.
Like,
yeah,
he
it
put up
was
a ton of
just,
touchdowns.
and maybe that's just how you get engagement these days. But I don't know. I hate that trend of the rage bait. And I probably did it this week in our AFC breakdown, picking the Steelers and whatnot. But that's not as much rage. Like I'm actually serious about that, and that's the problem with ESPN. And I think everyone's taking it from ESPN. I think ESPN's serious about the stuff they put out.
Yeah.
With especially the Brownie. I don't know. Anyways, we're getting off topic. Three games tonight. Let's start with the biggest news. We do have Shadur Sanders starting for the Browns. And then Bryce Young is, from, again, what I've seen, it's really hard to find sources here, but from what I've seen, looks like Bryce Young's going to get a series or two for the Panthers. The Browns are now a 6-point dog, over unders 33.5. I'm going to go right off the gate here, and it's probably going to be, I mean, you love your unders, but yesterday, yesterday and the Hall of Fame game, all four underdogs won against the spread. All four overs went over. So I do think, and again, this is the same crap we saw last year. All of that, we kept waiting for it to get back to average here, having the sharp bets play. But I think there is value today on the favorites as well as the under. So right off the bat, my favorite play in this Browns Panthers is going to be the under. I don't see the Browns scoring much. I mean, we have to remember Shadur Sanders is their fifth string quarterback, and he's starting today. That's opposed to Bryce Young, who's playing, whatever. And then we do have Andy Dalton, who I don't know how much is going to play, and then Plummer is the Panthers' third stringer. But we have a 1, 2, and 3 string against a 5-string quarterback. I don't think maybe the Bengals get a late touchdown, 10 points max, or sorry, Browns get 10 points max. And then Carolina is notorious for having terrible preseason. So I love the unders, my favorite play. Browns, Panthers under. It's 33.5 now. You see those lines rise as we approach kickoff, but it was 32.5 the majority of the day. What's your I do have one more play in this game, but I'll send it to you for a little breakdown.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely don't hate the under. Uh, like you said, all of them went over and they went flying over.
Yeah,
I mean,
not
that
even
was
close.
46 in the late game, 60 something, I think, in that Eagles game. And then, yeah, I forget how many were put up in the Colts game. But yeah, I mean, they all went soaring over the total. So definitely
The
think,
the
go ahead.
Lions in the Hall of Fame game went over in the halftime,
Yeah.
first play of the third quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely think dogs and, or sorry, favorites and unders will have a little bit of value probably moving on from this weekend, but this is obviously my one my one play that I've locked in. I mean, I clearly live to fade these Shadur Sanders, Caitlin Clark, Bronny James. Gets me up in the morning. So of course I'm fading Shadur Sanders. I took Carolina first half spread. I got -3.5 on Fanatics, which is still available, -115. It's like 5.5 every other book. So when I saw that number, I jumped on it immediately. Um, yeah, I think I saw the same thing as you. Bryce Young for 2 series, and then I think it's Andy Dalton. I hope it's Andy Dalton. I think Shadur's playing the entire first half, but
I
yeah,
think he's going to go deep into the third. I mean, they just got, and
good.
I know Huntley's a journeyman, but he got acquired. What's today? I think he got acquired on Wednesday. And I know offenses in the NFL they're very like it's easy to jump from one system. There's not that much variation, but there's just different names. There's a couple different schemes, and they just think he's going to know it in 2 days, a day and a half. Like I think
Yeah,
he's. I don't even know if he's going to play. It might just be Shadur 4 quarters. I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
I might.
Again, Huntley could probably
I
pick
didn't
it
think
up pretty
about.
quick, but he got acquired on Wednesday. So you know he didn't practice Wednesday. So he got
Yeah,
or 1 day of practice yesterday, and now he's thrown into the ringer. I don't know.
yeah. Man, I'm kind of wish I would have just taken full game, but I don't know. I know I got a good number at three and a
Yeah,
half because, like I said, it's 2 points higher on every other book. I did find a 5 on my bookie, but every other legal book is 5.5. So I'll take it. Um, yeah, I always just find it funny too. I saw you. Did you somewhere get Shadur to throw a pick?
yes, that's my next play. I'll talk after you're done.
Okay. Well, I couldn't find any negative Shadur props. I couldn't. Everything was just he will pass for 250 or
Right.
150 yards. He will throw a touchdown. He will rush. I'm like, where can I bet the no on this? And that always just gives me a lot of hesitation when they won't even let you bet no props. Um, and he's like the only player you can even bet on tonight. So it's just
Drake
funny.
Drake May
But
first possession touchdown. He's my
ah,
boy.
on that.
I'm on it. Plus
Yeah.
480 or something.
It's just funny that they know the public. I mean, dude, Shadur's gonna get so much money tonight. It's stupid.
It's stupid. Um,
People are so dumb.
Yeah, my pick is or my player prop. And again, if you do want to get involved in player props, it's not available for every state. But underdog, you can use our code Better Green for deposit match there. The link is also on our YouTube pages as well if you want to get involved in underdog. But you can find player props. You do have to parlay them with a 2-leg minimum. But if Shadur's, I think he's going to go well into the third, maybe play the full game. He's going to throw a pick. I mean, even in college, he had great numbers in college, but he got lucky just playing bad competition in that Big 12. So Shadur to throw a pick, it's plus money in regards to the odds. The way underdog does it, it's like 1.08 times your money. So it's like plus 108 or whatever. But yeah, he's going to throw a pick. And you do have to parlay with one leg. I'll get into that leg out. I would parlay with it in our next game. But again, that's available on Underdog. I do think it's available on Prize Picks and a couple of those DFS sites. Again, not available in every state. But if you do want to get involved in player props, you can check out Underdog code Better Green for deposit match there. But yeah, he's going to be, I don't know, he's going to throw a pick, probably first quarter, to be honest. But that's way too many plays for Shadur, who I think is going to get cut to not throw a pick. So, but yeah, FanDuel and all these other sports books that are only offering player specials where you can only take the overs of these things is definitely a little bit of a trap.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shadur pick to get a pick. Anything else on that Browns Panthers game? I might just take Panthers, honestly, full game spread. Maybe I'll just, I've been doing like 5 $10 max bets on these preseason games. Again, my unit size is like $25, so I'm going well under half a unit. I might do like $2, $3, $5 on an alternate Panthers spread and just have them like winning 27-3 or something. Like have them winning by get an alternate spread as high as I can get, throw a couple bucks on it. I don't know if like I don't know, maybe the Browns will surprise us, but I think it's gonna be like 27-3. And I mean, they're gonna be so freaking bad. In the regular season, they have no. I don't know. I'm very low on the Browns in regular season and tonight.
I know this is gonna get scrutinized from the 4 people in here, but I would take Jack Plummer over Shadur. Like the guy who is barely gonna play.
Yeah.
For the Panthers. Dude, Shadur is trash, man. And sure, he has a lot to play for, but he is not the attitude that's like, okay, let's humble up here. Really need to put some good tape on film here. Like, no. Yeah. The guy, there's no chance
I don't even think it crosses his mind that he's on the border of not making the team. I don't think that's even on his radar that he's on the verge of getting cut. You have 6 quarterbacks on a roster. You keep, 3 and then 1 on practice squad?
Right.
And, I mean, it's Flacco staying. Who else? Pickett's staying.
Gabriel will stay before Shadur.
Will stay. And then it's between Shadur and Huntley. Yeah.
Deshaun Watson.
Oh, Deshaun. I forgot about that guy. Is he alive?
He's alive. He's alive. Still going to massage parlors, I guess.
You can also find Shadur passing yards. This varies on a couple different of those underdog and prize picks, but it's 123 and a half on underdog. I don't like that as much as the picks because again, he's going to be slinging the ball. Maybe he gets lucky on a couple deep ones, but so I would lean the under, but I love pick at plus money for Shadur to throw a pick better than his under on passing yards.
Oh yeah. I wish these books offered that because I would definitely take that, but I'll probably. Well, like I said, I locked in the first half. Panthers minus 3.5 first half. If that doesn't hit, or if it just barely hits, I'll probably lock in Panthers full game.
Yeah, I like it. I can see this being a pretty disgusting game. Let's move on. Our team, the Lions, with their second preseason game. Again, big factor in my opinion for preseason if you have one game under your belt. Lions' second game against the Falcons' first game of the preseason. The line did opposite what we said it was going to do yesterday. It's now down to 3.5. A little surprising there, to be honest. Lions are a 3.5 point favorite, over under 33.5. I'll send it to you first. What do you got for these, or what's your prediction for Lions Falcons?
Yeah, so I think it was 3.5 yesterday. Okay. So I just don't think it's moved at all. But still, that did shock me.
Oh yeah, it was. You're right.
And I wonder. Well, that's one more thing I want to say on the Browns. Everyone's going to see that the underdog is won outright in all 4 games, and of course we'll take the Browns as a huge underdog with Shadur. But that could be the reason why maybe some money's come in on the Falcons because they're the underdog, and public loves to look at what happened yesterday, obviously. But yeah, I'd still lean Lions here. Maybe Lions first half. I know Hendon Hooker, I believe, is getting the start this time around. Kyle Allen will come in after him. And I think Hooker has more to prove than Allen. And yeah, just after what we saw last Thursday, I mean, both quarterbacks can't be worse, I hope. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to bet this one, I don't think. I think the Lions are both public and sharp, which kind of scares me that the number is still sitting right there. But I don't know. If I could get like a minus 150 on money line, I'd probably take it. But like you said yesterday, I think it's up around minus 200. So I'll probably just sit on the sideline for that game. Maybe try to get in live if they go down early. But yeah, I think the Lions is probably the play.
Yeah. Like I said, on yesterday's live, Lions could not have looked worse. And I do think Dan Campbell is really trying to get his backups and third stringers and practice squad guys to really cut down on the turnovers. They just look sloppy. You don't want to see that on a televised game. So not like these are televised. I don't think. I think they're on like NFL Network or whatever. But the Hall of Fame game was. But I think they're really gonna look a lot sharper. Again, that one game already under the belt. Again, these are a lot of rookies, a lot of practice squad guys, a lot of third stringers that just don't get a whole lot of playing time. So having that one game, it slows it down for them. I think it's a huge advantage in the preseason. Um, yeah, we got Hendon Hooker and is it Kyle Allen? Is that his name?
Yep.
Those are the two quarterbacks for the Lions playing tonight, and then Falcons are sitting both Michael Penix and Kirk Cousins, so they are starting, I believe, with Easton Stick. Then they got Emory Jones as their technically fourth string quarterback who's going to play today. So going back to that underdog, because you do have to parlay those underdog picks. With the Shadur interception, I'm going to take Hendon Hooker over passing yards. I think it's at 83 and a half, something like that. Hooker had, I think, 20 something passing yards in an interception last week. Kyle Allen, I think, had 70 passing yards and 2 picks last week. I think they're both going to go over on passing yards, and I think they're potentially both going to get passing touchdowns. But I like Hendon Hooker getting the start, getting the passing yards out of the way early. So that would be my second leg and my final leg for that underdog parlay with Shadur Sanders to throw a pick. But yeah, I'm probably gonna I'm probably gonna stay away from this game. I also like the under. Detroit cleaning it up a little bit, which usually means their defense is going to clean it up. But in this case, I think their offense is not going to turn the ball over 4 freaking times. Well, I guess one was a special teams turnover. Well, 2 special teams turnovers last week. One was on a muffed punt on the 3-yard of their own 3-yard line. So I really think they're going to tighten it up. And I like the under 33 and a half. I think it's sitting at right now. That would be my favorite game prop or game bet. But yeah, player prop. Your pick. I'm going to pick Hendon Hooker over passing yards. But if you want to take Kyle Allen over passing yards or either quarterback to get a passing touchdown, that would be my second leg for that underdog parlay.
Yeah, I like the Hendon Hooker quite a bit. That's the way I'd go to over the Kyle Allen. I actually probably like that more than the interception for Shadur.
Boom. There we go.
I think he gets like 130, 140, 150, somewhere up in there. But yeah, I also like that under. Maybe a Falcons team total under. Be interesting. I don't know what that's at. I can look quick.
Okay. Yeah, again, I do think there's going to be some values on unders tonight because of the 4 preseason games so far. The 3 last night in the Hall of Fame game all went soaring over. All the underdogs covered outright. 3 won outright. And then there was a tie, obviously, but the Seahawks covered that 6.5 last night with that tie. So unders and favorites, I do think there's value on tonight and moving into tomorrow.
You can get under 14.5 minus 115, under 15.5 minus 125. I don't hate that.
Yeah, I have like 17-13 type of game. I don't think the Lions are going to blow them out, but I think it's going to be a pretty low scoring game. Do think we're going to see a much better quarterback performance from Detroit. So I'll probably watch a couple snaps there. Again, it's hard to watch an entire preseason game. It gets pretty dicey at the end. But the first quarter, maybe I'll watch, see how Hendon does. But yeah, I like that game. Looking forward to hopefully a better performance from Detroit. Again, preseason doesn't matter at all, but it's just never good when a team looks as sloppy as Detroit did in that Hall of Fame game. Then our final game, we do have the Washington Commanders at the New England Patriots. Big story here. Not really that big, but Drake May is starting for the Patriots. Again, probably getting 1 possession, maybe 2. You got Josh Dobbs as the backup, and then Woodwright is the Patriots' third stringer who will get some snaps tonight as well. Commanders are benching Jaden Daniels from what I've seen, and they will be starting Marcus Mariota. And then Josh Johnson is their third stringer who will get some snaps tonight, from my understanding. Patriots are a 6.5 point favorite. Over-under is now at 37.5. I am a Drake May believer, so I did sprinkle in. This is found on FanDuel. I think that's the only book that has it. But Drake May, first possession passing touchdown is what I'm going to be rolling with. I think it's like plus 480. Again, it's hard to watch an entire preseason game. It's fun to make these little quick bets. So that is my one and only bet for tonight. This Patriots game is Drake May to score a passing touchdown on the first possession. Besides that, again, I like fading teams that are starting their starting quarterbacks. So I would lean the Commanders. It's worked well so far this preseason, but Not an official play, and then again the under, but I don't love that either in this game. How about you? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm pretty. Oh man, I wish this was a later game. Um, I'm strongly debating Commanders plus 6.5 because the Patriots are already pretty banged up on the offensive line. Um, and then you get the Drake May aspect of it too, which I think just kind of inflates the price. But my thought would be the one thing the Patriots don't want to do is lose another lineman or two tonight. So I don't know. It's almost like obviously they're not just going to try to go 3 and out and punt the ball away, but also if they already have a shaky O line, they're not going to want to get their quarterbacks hurt, which pass rush could get the better of the O line. So I don't know. I just don't know if we're going to see a great display of offense for the Patriots here. And Marcus Mariota, I mean, obviously a fine quarterback for preseason. Josh Johnson as well. He's played for every team, so he should have some insight on every team he goes against. Um, I might get there with Washington, but that would also lead to the under. I wouldn't be shocked if the Patriots put up like 3 points, 7 points. Just because they're probably not going to be going for it on fourth down to try to extend drives just to keep their linemen off the field a little bit longer. Yeah, I don't know. I wish that was like a 10 o'clock game so I could see how the first 2 games go first, but I might end up on the Commanders.
Yeah, if I am going to pick a side, that's where I would lean as well. Again, it's worked well this preseason so far. 4 games in fitting the starting quarterback. But that's a good thing you brought up. Injuries. We have seen a couple injuries already in camp and in preseason games. So I know it's every team wants to get their players' experiences, but you're also risking guys getting hurt before it even matters. We saw Anthony Richardson. It looked like he just dislocated his pinky. Probably no big deal. We had a couple practice news. I know the Chargers lost Slater for the year. We saw Rackstraw for the Lions is done. We saw that dude last night for the Colts and Ravens. You see that guy's leg?
Yes.
I look like a dislocated knee, which I hope that's what it is for that young man's sake. But his leg was facing the wrong way. That did not look good.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
I heard the diagnosis. The kneecap definitely had to be dislocated, but it's an MCL and ACL. So
okay,
yeah,
he's done.
Completely done. But yeah.
And again, like teams want to get their guys' experiences, but we are probably going to see a couple of these big time players playing a little bit less. We probably won't have a starting quarterback like Joe Burrow did play the entire first quarter, just because you don't want to risk that in a scrimmage. So that'll be a thing moving forward. Again, injuries always happen. There's no way to stop a freak accident from happening. But you will see teams maybe get a little more gingerly with starters and even decent backups, not giving them as much playing time moving forward in the preseason. So that's a good note. Also gives value to why the unders I do think will have some value moving forward, especially in this first weekend here. Anything else you want to touch on the 3 games tonight before we dive into a couple different storylines for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think that's good for me tonight. Yeah, probably just the one play, but I'll tweet out if I end up on Washington.
I love it. Tomorrow, again, the only really story I've seen is we're potentially seeing Patty Mahomes for the entire first quarter, which, again, I have a really hard time seeing that being true. I'm thinking maybe a possession. If he scores a touchdown, I think he's done. But they are playing the Cardinals tomorrow. We have Jets, Packers, Steelers, Jags, Cowboys, Rams. I mean, nothing screaming off the paper to me. Again, I haven't dove in completely to tomorrow's slate. There's a lot of games tomorrow, but is there anything standing out or a storyline that you heard that you want to touch on for tomorrow's games?
There's really not a ton. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just so hard to find the information, and yeah, I don't know. It's hard to really dig deep into these games. What one did I want to touch on? Let's see. Oh, Steelers, Jags. I feel like the Steelers, plus 4.5 might be a decent look because obviously they're not going to have Rodgers playing. I believe it's Mason Rudolph, Will Howard. Do you know the other one? I'm forgetting one.
I have no idea.
Okay, let me look quick. I'm getting it pulled up.
Okay.
It's going to be. Come on now. Yeah, Rudolph, Will Howard, Skylar Thompson.
Okay.
So I think that's a pretty solid. Yeah, Rudolph for sure, Thompson for sure, Will Howard. I mean, I could see him being a pretty good preseason quarterback, well composed.
Another quarterback who can't beat Michigan.
True, set you up for it. So yeah, I think, and I don't know if there's any line or I don't know if the line's inflated at all for Travis Hunter. It shouldn't be, but again, the public are gonna want to see Travis Hunter tomorrow. I'm sure there's gonna be a ton of props on him to do crazy shit that he's not going to. But yeah, that's just kind of one that jumped off the page initially for me tomorrow. I do have one that I kind of like on Sunday, but I'll let you break down anything that you like for Saturday.
Yeah, I really got nothing. I'll probably fade the Chiefs just because of the Patty Mahomes news. But besides that, really no plays. But yeah, going back to that, people wanting to see these rookies. We saw it last night with Genty. I was all over his under rushing yards. Unfortunately, I parlayed that with Joe Burrow over under passing yards, and he flew over that. But Genty had 3 carries for -1 yard. His line was at 22 or 23 and a half. Thought that was fishy for a guy that could get that in one rush. Yeah, just be careful betting these star players, especially when you can only bet the overs on a lot of these sports books. Again, you can bet unders on PrizePicks and Underdog, but yeah, 3 carries for -1 yard and a new stance for Genty. He's back down to the knees bent. It must be Pete Carroll saying, "Get that shit out of the league."
I missed that.
Yeah, it was daunting. I'll give him that. But yeah, what do you got for Sunday?
Yeah, so my Sunday play, I like the Saints money line. It's probably right around -125. But yeah, we mentioned with Slater going down for the Chargers, I think that really makes them cautious of their O-line moving forward. Obviously, they do have the one game under their belt in the Hall of Fame game, but they ran Detroit out of the building in that one. So I don't think there's as much of a positive coming out of that game for them as there is Detroit. And then for the Saints, their quarterback room is, completely up in the air. Is it going to be Rattler? Is it going to be Shaw or Show or however you pronounce his name?
Shuck.
Is that how you pronounce it?
I guess
like an ear of corn, like Shuck?
Yeah, I guess it's CK. Is the GH makes a CK sound supposedly.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he's not the starter, so we don't even have to worry about talking about him. But yeah, Shuck, Rattler, and I think there's one more as well in that room. But yeah, I think that's a pretty solid money line play there. Obviously, too, we mentioned yesterday that the bad teams tend to do really well in preseason. Detroit going 4-0 their year that they went 0-16. I think the Browns actually might have done the same thing in their 0-16 season. Saints obviously widely thought of as the worst team in the league, so they're probably going to have 2 preseason wins. Yeah, and I just think the Chargers Slater injury is really going to have them take a step back.
Yeah, and they look good week 1 Hall of Fame or week 0 Hall of Fame game on TV. They got their I like that quite a bit. I'm seeing on DraftKings right now Saints money line -108, so decent value there.
Yeah. Okay.
But quickly, do you want to go through your 1 or 2 plays you got today before we sign off, just so people get a recap?
Yep. So I've locked in Panthers first half spread, -3.5, -115. That was on Fanatics. It's -5.5 almost everywhere else. So liked that number. I would lean Falcons team total under 15.5, -125 in the Lions Falcons game. I lean Commanders +6.5. Not sure if I'll get there on that. And I'll just give out my baseball play because I literally just locked it in while we were just talking. I took the Tampa Bay Rays money line. I boosted it to +133 on FanDuel. I think the best out there, you can probably get like a +105, maybe a +110, but I like Tampa in baseball tonight. So there's a bonus baseball play for anyone listening.
I love it. And Ethan is posting daily baseball videos and predictions and bets if you guys do want to check that out for more baseball content. My plays tonight, I'm going to take Shadur Sanders to throw pick. Again, that is available on Underdog, code Better Green for deposit match there. I am probably going to take the Panthers on the spread and that full game under. For the Lions Falcons, I got no bets. I probably won't bet it. Again, I am parlaying the Shadur Sanders interception on Underdog with Hendon Hooker over passing yards. And then Commanders, Patriots, I do have Drake May to score a touchdown on the first possession, and I most likely be taking the Commanders on the spread if he does do that to get a better live line there. I do have one baseball play as well. Ethan, you might want to block your ears. I am actually going to take, I don't even, who are the Tigers playing? I forgot.
Angels.
I'm gonna take the Angels money line. I think they are plus. Tigers are minus 300. I think Angels are like plus 260. Taking Angels money line. I think. I mean, Scooball's been lights out since the All Star break. 10 Ks his last performance. He's hasn't gone 2 straight games with double-digit Ks. So I think he's probably gonna get his under on strikeouts, which I think is 7.5, 8.5. And I do think he's probably going to give up a home run tonight. So I'm going to take the Angels. Again, it's a gross bet as us Tigers fans want to root for the Tigers. But I think it's going to be a little bit of a down game, regression game for Scooball, who's been pitching phenomenally since, honestly, all year. But he's looked great since the All-Star break. So a little sprinkle on the Angels money line. But yeah, that's what we got. Anything else you want to add here before we sign off for the night?
I don't hate the Angels play. If I were to play it, I don't have the balls to take those big money lines anymore, even though I will never forget both of us cashing on the Rockies plus 270 against the Dodgers like a year or two ago. But I would maybe look at the 1.5. That's plus money as well, but I don't hate it. Well, it's hard to say I'll be rooting for you, but I guess baseball wouldn't matter if you drop a game, so I'll root for you on that one.
And another potential play, I probably won't bet it. But I am leaning the Giants money line. They are playing at home against the Nationals. I know you do have a future on Nationals. It's probably pretty dead. But Nationals off a 3-game series against the A's, where they did win 1 game, but they just played the Athletics at home yesterday, flying all the way across country to San Francisco. San Francisco's had a day of rest. So I do think it's a really good spot for San Fran. I see they're starting a pitcher that has pitched 15 innings this year. Not very good, but yeah, I think that's a pretty good play. San Fran's minus 165. That's honestly just a bad travel spot for a very, very slumped Washington Nationals team. So San Fran, if you do want a late play, it's at 10:15 p.m. Eastern time on the money line against the Nats.
Yeah, I need the Nats to win about 60% of their games from here on out. So we'll see. Hopefully teams should start sleeping on them.
Yeah, James Wood is now 21 straight games without a home run, and I've probably picked him 7 of those 21 games to get a homer. So that guy pisses me off. You probably don't see him walking up on the television, but I've been to 15 Nats games this year. The most nonchalant guy, looks like he doesn't give a crap. Takes him 15 seconds to go from the batter's box to the plate. He just walks so freaking slow, doesn't care,
Really?
swings at crap. Oh my God, he's one of those guys that I don't even know who to compare him to. I feel like you compare him to an NBA guy, but just the most
Giannis at the free throw line.
Yeah. I mean, Giannis at least shows some competitiveness during the games. This guy, I don't even know who to I mean, he's good, but he's just a guy that he probably doesn't say a word in the locker room. He probably doesn't, or the clubhouse they call it. But
Joker.
Yeah, probably maybe a little bit of a joker. Joker's off-season energy, Joker's playoff energy during just wanting to go back to his ponies. Probably something like that. Yeah, just very quiet guy, just really slow, just strikes out and just puts his head down and just walks back. I'm like, dude, good God. But anyways, that's maybe something you don't see on TV, and I get really frustrated when I bet him when I see him act like he doesn't care out there.
Right.
But whatever. Anyways, anything else before we get off here?
Last Washington thing I'll say, I was all aboard buying a CJ Abrams jersey if my bet would have cashed, and don't think I'll be buying a CJ Abrams jersey, but that's kind of my guy for Washington.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I mean, they're on life support.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you guys can cash on some preseason bets today. Again, not quite sure our schedule tomorrow. We might hop on, we might not. But we appreciate you guys. We'll be back with an NFC preview video next week, and a couple college videos coming out shortly for some preseason predictions. So we appreciate you guys. Good luck tonight. Happy Friday, and we'll see you in the next episode.